Hi everybody, welcome back to Zelda Speedruns. Hope everybody's having a nice time. We have a very exciting race for you today. We have the Redemption Bracket Losers bracket, round 2. Racing between 1183 and FodderCannon, everybody's favorites. Check it out. It worked. I'm insane at this. Hell yeah. Alright, fantastic.
Shoutouts to Prince, who has definitely restreamed on ZSR before.
Yes, I'm an expert, by the way. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna be handling the restream, but more importantly, far more importantly, we have Spicy Juice and Morgan on comms. Hello, guys. Take it away.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Well, looks like everybody's ready to get started.
Yep. Is the race time already going? I have
Not yet. There it is.
Alright.
So we'll be going in just a few seconds now, everybody.
Good luck to both runners, of course.
Yep. Should have another interesting race today where we've got multiple routes. I believe Fodder will be running the bite route, and it looks from 1183 splits like he's running the Empty Lake Hylia route.
Yes.
So we'll have a long section in the middle where there's kind of a route split. The first 10 or so minutes will be the same, though.
Yeah, of course. Until, I think, Parent Twilight.
Yep. As usual, we're starting with clipping through the gate to do back in time. Hopefully everybody has good gate luck today.
Fodder did not.
It's like 1183 through first. Fodder, that's not the right place to put the rock. Well, you know what? Maybe it works for him.
It always depends on how you really learn the trick. I personally put the rock also very far to the left. I don't know why. I just feel
Either
more
way,
comfortable with it.
Yeah, only a few seconds apart there, so that's fine.
Yeah, that could go way worse.
Oh, computer. Whatever.
We are seeing now a bunch of rolling around, since this is, of course, the fastest way to move in the game. And where these runners try to do frame-perfect rolls, and if they do it successfully, they can roll up slows pretty fast, because they then don't lose speed when rolling up slopes frame-perfectly.
Yep, ideally they'll be pressing A to roll every 20 frames to maintain maximum speed. Of course, it's hard to keep that going for a long period of time.
Of course, the beginning stuff is just very straightforward. Just gonna get the key and then free tallow. Nothing too much going on there, but what those two runners will probably do, I don't know. Okay, never mind. I thought they would try to like reduce, but
I feel like
did it completely not.
I feel like the North Farron lag reduction has kind of gone out of fashion these days.
I mean, it doesn't save too much time, so yeah.
Yeah, I think people just prefer to focus on pathing now, which is
Yeah.
it's you know
Pathing and
what works.
rolling makes sense.
Yeah, well, theoretically, if you do the lag reduction, it can make rolling easier because then your 20 frame window is consistent. It doesn't really matter. It's very small amounts of time we're talking about here. Link, unfortunately, not getting a jump attack into this cutscene. Let's see if Fodder can manage it. And he does. It just saves a little time because you keep moving during that first, half a second of the cutscene. You'll see that in a couple places. And it looks like a 412 cage for Link. That's very nice for a race.
Yes.
And Fodder won't be too far behind. Yeah, still about 15 seconds. So then, coming up, we've got a fairly long RNG-focused section. We've got the goats, and we've got fighting Bo for the iron boots. So, anything could happen here. Ideally, we'll want to see both runners get the iron boots before 8 minutes.
Ideally, yes. But because it's such a bad RNG section, the leads could turn very easily here, so...
Absolutely, you could miss that for, reasons unrelated to execution. Sight Goats is going well for Link so far.
Oh yeah, wait, that Goats is nuts.
Very nice.
18.91.
Sub 20 is about, the best you can hope for in a race.
And that's
I think I saw one
crazy.
kind of get away from Fodder. Nope. Looks good. He's going to have to take a bit of time to deal with this goat. That's unfortunate. And he bonked a Pona.
I did not know that it would turn left. I
Yeah,
would have
that's
expected it turned right.
That's a frustrating one. So Fodder losing another 10 seconds thereabout. Still,
Yes.
Bo could absolutely turn this over again. As many of you know by now, this section is essentially playing rock, paper, scissors as Bo, with the slight wrinkle that if you win the game of rock, paper, scissors, you then have to mash A at least 12 times per second to get the fastest cycle. So hopefully we'll see everybody manage that. And I've just lost Link's capture feed.
Yes, same here.
I still see his split timer, so it's not a...
It's not a streaming issue, but probably
Yeah,
something
his
disconnected.
input display appears to have dropped out as well, so maybe he's had a like USB bus issue. Either way, let's see how Fodder does with Bo, since we can see that. And unfortunately, not getting great RNG to begin with, but he did get the slap there, so hopefully he can one-cycle this.
And the capture
Didn't quite
is
mash
back
fast
for
enough,
Link.
but he got it. No, I'm
already done that, and so that was solid Bow, apparently.
Yep, going by the time, Link must have gotten good RNG during the dropout.
7:31. That's pretty good for a race.
Yeah, very nice. And unfortunately, a little more bad luck for Fodder there with the sidestep.
Oh no.
Yeah, Bo can be frustrating because if you don't immediately get the slap on him, it can kind of snowball like this because, once he starts moving, you've got to push him further to get him off the arena now. This should do it.
Nice.
So it looks like Fodder about 50 seconds behind after early game now. Still very much anyone's game, obviously. Anyways, we'll now see how everybody does in sewers. This is a section that focuses on wolf movement. And nice box break from Link there.
Nice. That's a win from Link.
Yep, kind of precise sequence of attacks here to break the box before you're supposed to be able to. Optimally, it only saves.
I
Yep.
usually do an A, just a dash, but I forgot B also works. Never seen that. Cool.
Yeah, that box break is fun. Optimally, it only saves a couple frames, but I feel like when you get it, it makes the movement to that dig spot a lot smoother.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And was that the fast cutscene from Link there? I'm not sure. See if Fodder can get the box break.
So, but I'm not sure. I'm not certain. Nah.
Unfortunately, just missed it. I think it was a bad position. So now he's got to do that kind of awkward jump attack. That looked pretty fast, but if you jump attack from the wrong spot, you can end up bonking and losing a bit more time there. Looks like solid movement from Link so far.
This is a heavy dash canceling split.
Yep,
section,
absolutely.
yeah. People, the runners want to maintain their momentum, their dashing speed as much as possible, so sometimes they would just want to dash cancel to maintain constant dashing speed instead of walking slowly, which loses a bunch of time.
Yep, if you do something that interrupts your dash, right after it starts, you can actually immediately dash again rather than having to wait for the dash timer. So you'll see that done in a couple places. Usually just for dash spacing reasons, but there are a couple spots where it's actually the fastest way to move around. Yeah, nice mid-to-text displacement from actually both runners. Link got it earlier.
Link also
Fodder
got the frame perfect text skip.
Oh, nice. Yep, number of these. And nice text skip from Fodder there, but unfortunately no framer. For these sections where we're kind of jumping up to Midna's position, if it happens right out of a text box, there's one frame where you can get the jump in early and save the time of watching Midna fly over to the target. I believe Link just got one there. There are a number of those little one-frame windows throughout the run. Most of them only save,
here.
a few frames, but Link will have one important one later. And his input viewer has now gotten extremely large.
Nice. And it's a bit across the screen. Oh, now it's gone.
Anyways, Link now coming up on Sword and Shield skip. This is one of the hardest tricks in the run. And it could definitely end up turning the lead over again if Link has trouble with it, so let's hope everything goes smoothly for him. Since doing back in time at the beginning put Orden Village in the wrong state, we can't actually complete the objectives Midna wants us to be able to do before leaving this area, so we have to escape via unorthodox means instead. It's overall a positive thing because that's also what allowed us to get the iron boots early, but you have to do a very precise jump off the bulblin that Link is luring over just off the screen.
Our beloved Hugo.
Yep, and it is Hugo's birthday today, so everybody remember to wish him a happy birthday.
Ah.
And Link, unfortunately, coming up just short on that jump. So Fodder could get out in front here if he manages this the first try.
I mean, he will probably get in front on his PBs by so much because his PB is now from his last race where he had a third try sword and shield skip, so.
And it looks like Link's feed is cut out again. Hopefully he's got a backup recording of some sort.
Looks like a good position.
Ooh, and unfortunately Fodder just running slightly too far forward into the trigger there. That's not the end of the world though, he should still be able to get this.
Yeah,
very nice.
Nice one.
The patience paid off for Fodder.
And
good thing too,
well.
because Link is just a few seconds behind now.
And Fodder is now 4 minutes ahead of his PP.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I guess he had trouble with it in his PB, which...
it was in the last race where he got third try sword and shield skip.
Oh, that was a PB. I didn't realize. That's nice. My current PB has second try. Anyways, we are just about to come up on our first route difference. Link will be skipping Fair and Twilight, but Fodder actually has to complete it for his route to work. And we'll explain why that is once we get there. So we'll see Fodder picking up the Fair and Vessel here, but Link is actually going to run right past it.
Ah, Link is in front. He got to the tunnel quicker.
Yeah, so it'll be a while before we actually get to compare the runners again. I believe these routes will meet back up. Actually, not until warping to Lake Hylia for Aru's memo, which will probably happen in,
I'm not actually sure.
so.
It could also be right after Midnight's Despedor.
No, I don't believe it is, because at that point, Link will still have to get the ending blow.
Ah, right.
And Fodder will have already gone to Snow Peak Ruins. So for this one, it should be that warp to Lake Hylia.
Yeah, okay,
We'll call it out when we get there. But it'll be a while.
I mean,
so
all routes sync at warping to Lake Hylia, but some do earlier. I don't know.
Some sync earlier. Anyways, you can see Fodder's made a bit of a detour here to pick up the first 3 Tears of Light in Fair and Twilight. He is kind of skipping some of them because he'll be making another pass through this area later, and it's slightly faster to get the Tears the second time.
And they still have the animation of spawning, so makes sense to leave them first there and for collection later.
Meanwhile, Link on his way to get the Master Sword. He's going to try to do a super jump off Jamal the Shadow Beast there, and that looks nice. So So he's now out of bounds, and he can jump directly down to the Sacred Grove and head to the Master Sword.
That is also a slightly RNG section because Jamal can do a fast swing and a slow swing, and we love to get the slow swing to then perform the super jump.
Yep, and Fodder really kind of having trouble with these wall bugs here. There we go.
Everybody says those bugs are easy to get.
Yeah, there's a strat you can use for them. You don't know if he went for it and it went wrong or what.
Those are the only bugs on the way that Fodder will collect, because he won't go back over here because he will traverse the mist as human later.
Yep. And Link just making his way through Sacred Grove. This is kind of a lower pressure section of the run. Just a lot of running around.
Wolfdashing.
Exactly. Anyways, let's see how Fodder does with early Master Sword. Ooh, and unfortunately, slightly too shallow of an angle there. So we'll have to reset the fight and try again. You can notice that he's doing spin attacks on those messengers rather than trying to kill one with a Binda charge, because if he actually completes this fight, it will essentially render his run unplayable.
He has done this before in the race, so...
I wasn't going to mention it. And looks like Link at least attempting. I didn't see if he got it. Yep. Link doing that last attack on Skull Kid in a certain way to make sure he falls down to the ground during that cutscene, which again just saves a tiny bit of time.
Also, normally, while waiting for Skull Kid to be attackable, runners are going to try to destroy the skulls on the ground to collect some rubies, but Link doesn't need to do that because he's on the French version.
Very nice EMS from Fodder there.
Compared to Fodder, who is on the English version. The French version allows us to skip the rubies for the cannon to sit in the sky. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know too much about it.
I hadn't noticed that Link was playing on French until now, but yeah, due to a bug with Fire's text boxes in the French localization, you actually can avoid paying him the 300 rupees to fix the Sky Cannon. I believe we currently understand this is actually a couple seconds slower than collecting rupees, because the process of getting the cannon for free actually takes an additional 17 seconds over being able to talk to him the first time. But many runners still prefer French because of the consistency of not having to worry about rupee routing. Fodder is playing on English though, so he'll have to collect his 300 rupees. Anyways, Link, of course, having no trouble with the Master Sword puzzle.
$22.43.
Yep, pretty good. Obviously, lost a bit of time to Sword and Shield skip, but you know, that's no problem for a race. And unfortunately, continuing technical issues for Link here. Hopefully, he manages to sort that out. He does have quite some time with this cutscene to do it.
There it is back.
And Fodder unfortunately getting the bad cutscene there. Skull Kid check.
Only getting hearts out of those golds.
Yeah, Fodder getting completely scammed there. There's one. The puppets can also drop rupees, so you're not just fishing from the skulls. Yes, Zuri, the Wii speedrun is significantly difficult, or significantly different.
I mean, it is possibly more difficult. I'm not sure. It does seem clip, and
I would say Wii Byte is harder than the optimal GameCube route. Yeah. The main distinction is that Wii cannot do the boomerang long jump attack, which we'll be seeing a lot of later from these GameCube runners.
yeah, the boomerang long jump attack will allow us to do certain more sequence breaks, like Fair and Escape and Gorge Skip.
Yep, Fair and Escape is the one that really drives the route differences. Speaking of the boomerang, that's exactly what Link is going to get now that he's done with the Master Sword cutscene. Since he has the Master Sword, he can now transform at will and warp. So he can transform human here and cross the mist with the lantern, which you're not supposed to be able to do, so it doesn't quite look right. And just barely sub 26 Master Sword for Fodder, which is fine. Especially on his route that has a slower Fair and Twilight.
And the early Master Sword was really annoying, sadly.
And you can't see it, but Link should be killing the North Faron messengers, and he's done with them, and heading on into Forest Temple for the boomerang. I'd imagine he's probably just about there right now. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see it, but he'll have to start that by... Oh, there he is. We will be able to see it. So the first thing he's going to do in Forest Temple is actually do Back in Time again. He'll use a jump attack to get out of bounds behind the load zone here, and there's a pause buffer set up for making Back in Time work there. And then he'll be doing another trick called Back in Time Equipped to load an earlier file and wrong warp into the King Bulblin 1 fight, and from there he'll set some flags that will make it so that he has the first 4 monkeys in Forest Temple, which is necessary to get the boomerang. However, before he gets there, he's got to go through the spiders.
Those spiders can be very annoying, but only if you really are busting your nut, which Link thankfully didn't do.
Well, we'll see how the second one goes. Normally, at this point in the route, you're supposed to have the slingshot, but doing Back in Time at the beginning has actually locked us out of the slingshot. So instead we have to beat the spiders with decking nuts. This doesn't always work, which is the kind of frustrating part, but looks good for Link there.
Yeah. FodderCannon getting the tears on the way back to Forest Temple, and will leave the last two after getting the boomerang.
Yep, finishing the Twilight will warp Fodder to South Farron, where he does not yet want to go, so he'll leave the last two tiers to get after he gets the boomerang and returns from the Forest Temple.
There's suddenly 3 other monkeys spawned.
Yep.
They've always waited for Link there.
You'll see that in a couple spots where we kind of prepare forced warps like that ahead of time to use later. Hopefully we'll see Link do that again later with Gorge Void. And Fodder collecting 10 rupees while he waits for the digging bugs. For those 2 bugs, it is faster to get them the second time, just because the first time you see them, they have this cutscene where they dig immediately. Anyways, let's see how Link does on Ook RNG.
That were 5 jumps.
Could be worse. And you can finish that fight in 1 cycle with Master Sword.
Yeah, the Ordnance Sword, you normally have deals 2 damage, while the Master Sword deals double the amount, which is 4. So we are able to 1 cycle with Ook.
Alright, now Fodder ready to go to the Forest Temple. Fodder, you know that if you turn off senses there, you can transform immediately, right? You do not have to go hide behind the pillar.
I was just about to think, well, was it just so the monkey doesn't see him?
It took me a while to pick that up. Well, you've learned something. Anyways, Link now with the Gale Boomerang, save warping to return to the start of Forest Temple. Nice title screen sync there.
The father's doing bite right now to spawn the monkeys.
Yep, so he's kind of 1 Forest Temple behind at this point. And Link is actually completely done with Farron Woods now. He will not be returning here except for 1 brief appearance much later in the run. Normally the game wants you to complete the Twilight and the Forest Temple before you leave. We haven't done either of those things, but Link will be able to use the boomerang to just jump out of Farron Woods. This will be the first boomerang long jump attack of the run. It looks like he's going for the wolf setup for this.
Oh no, not again.
This truck kind of abuses well, when he gets there. This truck kind of abuses some targeting and combat mechanics to be able to jump a long distance to the Gale Boomerang. It's definitely a staple of the glitched GameCube run, although it's not meant to be part of the game. I don't know if that's going to work. It looks good. So we'll see several of those over the course of the run for movement. Anyways, he's now on his way to Kakariko Gorge. We've kind of got 2 objectives there. The first is just to make it to Kakariko Village, where we'll need to go again later. But we also need to obtain the ability to warp from the map screen, which you only get when you go through the sequence of warping the bridge from North Farron, or at least when you start it. Now,
Yeah,
Link
but
doesn't...
Since, oh yeah, you can talk first.
Now, Link doesn't actually want to immediately go back to Farron. He'd much rather like to actually avoid the map warping sequence entirely and get the Kakariko Village portal first so he can warp back there rather than having to run back.
Also, the other reason that we really want to do this is because we can't actually warp the bridge back to the gorge since we didn't clear the Farron Twilight and Beaten Forest Temple, so yeah, we actually need to skip the gorge here.
Yep. But for the map warping sequence, that's just going to cause Midna to force Link to warp back to Farron Woods. Which we do want to do at some point, but we don't want to do it right now. So once Link finishes this Shadow Beast fight, we'll see him attempting a one-frame input to do a jump attack into the gorge.
That was weird. The
And-
Shadow Beast attacked mid.
Oh yeah,
flight.
that can happen sometimes.
that.
It's really frustrating. Also, very fast boomerang split from Fodder there. That was a gold by 4.5 seconds for him, apparently.
And Link sadly
And-
not getting the gorge for it.
Yep, so what will happen now is Midna will force him to warp back to Farron immediately. Which loses about a minute because we'll have to come back here a third time later. Anyways, Fodder just finished Farron Twilight, so he's also on his way to the gorge, but he won't be going for the one-frame jump attack. Nice Farron escape from Fodder there. Visual cue is a little different in the completed Twilight state. Anyways, Link will now be heading to Lanayru. Fodder here setting up another long jump attack to avoid talking to the postman. We saw Link do that earlier.
Post jam. Nice.
Interestingly, despite not being able to do the long jump attack, the Wii speedrun can also skip this just because the postman trigger is very small on the Wii 1.0 version, so you can just jump over it.
I did not know that. That's cool.
Anyways, Link, very nice gate clip from Link there.
That was fast, yeah.
That gate clip is actually an enormous sequence break that essentially saves us from having to go to Goron Mines. And something to note for later is that Link has jumped down to Lake Hylia after the gate clip as Wolf, and will be going on directly to start the Zora's Domain sequence.
Yeah, the goal here, of course, is to get the Zora's Domain portal, so we can later drain the water when getting the meteor and start the Lanayru Twilight.
And Fodder also having trouble with this Shadow Beast fight.
Yeah, this time
That's
they were
unfortunate.
very far away.
Yeah, that's just bad RNG, I suppose.
If they
And is Link now
don't
going to be
continue.
attempting a fast strat for this Kargrak here. And Fodder beginning the map warping sequence. As we'll see later, he actually doesn't have to run all the way back to the gorge to finish this. He's got another way of getting to Kakariko Village.
This is also
And
why he didn't actually attempt Gorge Void.
Yep.
It would boost time.
So I believe at this point he'll also be going to Lanayru. So he's going to be doing a bit more there than Link is right now. And we'll see if Link goes for the card clip here. Yep, looks like he's going to.
Very nice.
Using the collision at the top of the room there to push him out of bounds and avoid the large bend in the middle of the flight path. That saves about 8 seconds. Though kind of a risky strat, because if you fail the clip, you usually end up bonking and falling all the way down, which loses 20 to 30 seconds depending on how exactly you do it. Anyways, let's see Fodder's linear gate clip here. Very nice. Anyways, we should see Fodder actually transform human before dropping into Lake Hylia here, because we're about to see our first really major route difference.
Yes. That being
Because
beautiful pillar clip.
Yep, Fodder is not immediately going to Zora's Domain. He's going to Lakebed Temple. Normally, you need to have completed Linear Twilight and gotten the Zora armor to go there, but Fodder has other means of getting in. He's going to swim out to a precise position and then start dropping down with the iron boots here.
We just have enough air to get to clip through the pillar and get into the loading zone to Lakebed Temple, since we didn't raise the water level yet. Otherwise, this wouldn't be possible.
Yep, and
that was a fast
very
clip.
clean.
That's
very fast. That's great.
That's hard to do.
Yep, you saw him call mid there to cancel his upward momentum while he was clipped out of bounds. But it's hard to do pillar clip any better than that. That's very clean. Meanwhile, Link having a little trouble with the ZD messengers, but gets it done. Anyway, since Fodder has the Master Sword, he can save warp to get right to the entrance of Lakebed Temple. Skips the long underwater tunnel that he does not have enough air meter to get through. And we'll see him doing some more long jump attacks to get across this room without having any bombs to blow up the stalactites with. There are other ways of getting through this room, but this is the easiest one.
Link now needing to do Fern Escape a third time to get back to the gorge and perform Ruby Roll.
Yep, and this kind of route run back through Farron to the gorge is what he would have avoided with Gorge Void. If he got that, he could have done everything he needed at the gorge in one trip. Meanwhile, Fodder actually running around Lakebed Temple's central room here to get to Uku, because he'll need to come back to Lakebed Temple later.
Yeah, we can't actually defeat Morphe yet because we don't have bombs, but our easiest way to get bombs is after clearing the Nehru Twilight, so it would be good to do it now since we can't go back to Lakebed Temple after completing the Nehru Twilight without the Uku.
Yep. You can only do pillar clip right at the start there, so we'll see Fodder breaking Lakebed into 2 passes. And he does get to do this cool jump down to Decatude's room.
I usually
go... That's a sharp angle for it, but no, that should work.
Yeah, I go very close to the wall there. Didn't know you can be that far away from
I think it's pretty lenient.
Yeah, it is. If you know what to do, then that's pretty easy. I just didn't know you can be so far away. That's cool.
Anyways, nice double LJA from Fodder coming up here to get to Deku Toad. Now,
And
since
now...
because
Yeah,
of
okay.
the stuff Fodder did earlier to get the monkeys in Forest Temple, he actually still has that flag set, which will let him also start the Deku Toad fight early by coming in through the back here. Meanwhile, Link's setting up Rupee Roll. This is a kind of precise trick to get on the fence here, and from there he's going to jump over the Kakariko Gorge, get to Kakariko Village. And hopefully this works. No.
I don't know if the Ruby... I think the Ruby despawned.
The boomerang was moving quickly, so the Rupee did despawn, or he didn't get it. You're kind of on a time limit for that because the Rupee does despawn after 16 seconds, and the aim is precise. Let's see if Fodder gets the one cycle on Deku Toad. Very nice.
Nice.
This should be a claw shot gold for him.
Yeah, that was very clean. Yep.
Very nice. Nice. That looks like a better Rupee position for Link there. And unfortunately, aimed a bit too low there. Didn't get the long jump attack up on the fence. He just got a regular jump attack. Meanwhile, Fodder leaving Lake Bed with Uku now that he has a claw shot.
Am I actually seeing this correctly? Is Fodder ahead of his sum of best? Is it...
No, he's not. No, that Fodder's listing per segment delta there.
per segment goal.
That
Yeah,
means
okay,
he
that
beat
makes sense.
his claw shot gold by 10.6 seconds.
That makes sense.
As you can see, he's actually intentionally taken some fall damage there. He's preparing for a death warp that he'll do after getting the Zora's Domain portal. One of the rare Twilight Princess death warps. And hopefully this works for Link. That looks good.
That looks good.
There we go.
Nice one.
So we'll now see the incredibly long French Rupee text. And now with some out-of-bounds movement, he's going to get to a precise position on the backside of this fence from where he can LJ over the gorge. Very nice. And Fodder continuing to take intentional damage from the card rider.
Oh, what?
Yeah, strange pattern there.
I didn't notice him.
And we'll see Link kind of hugging the wall here out of the dig spot to avoid a trigger that would start the King Bolin 1 fight, which he does not want to do. And he's finally made it to Kakariko Village. Ooh, and unfortunately bonking the charge attack.
Bonk! I've never seen that.
I saw it coming when he targeted the Shadow Beast in the wrong order there. I wouldn't have done that. It's just a unfortunate position for them. And it looks like Fodder not going for the card club. I know he's having trouble with it in a recent run, so I'm not really surprised. And Lake now with the Elden Vessel. Completing the Elden Twilight is required. Any full game category must do it. And most runners actually really like this section. It's a lot of precise movement. And it all kind of really flows together nicely. The first thing we'll do is we'll go in the sanctuary basement backwards to avoid a long sequence of lighting some torches. We can clip into this well here.
And I think before you can
yeah, there's a
open the
cutscene.
sanctuary, there's the incredibly long cutscene.
There is. And since we're coming into this room for the wrong side, the bugs are a little more annoying than they're supposed to be. But it looks like Link was able to clean up. What did Fodder bonk on there? I've never seen that before.
He was also like going the exactly wrong way. I don't know how.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
he
sure.
wanted to skip the skip the midnight text there.
I assume it was somehow related to that, yeah. Anyways, bug number 5 is in Malomart. Like doing a manip here to get the bug to come down to him rather than having to
That
go
was
up to it.
fast.
Yeah, very nice.
The bug can take a little bit longer. I don't know if it's really RNG or if it's dependent on your position.
I think it's position related.
That's cool. I should probably look more into that.
Same.
Sometimes I'm losing like so much time just from that bug not coming down.
Anyways, now Link now in the hotel. This is probably I'd say this is the hardest part of Elden Twilight. There's a lot of
There's a lot
precise
going
movement in
on
here,
here.
and there's a lot that can go wrong here. Good job on the first bug. Intentionally bonking into the counter there and jumping over it. Very nice. That's knocked the upper bug off the wall. And unfortunately, I think it was actually slightly early to it. Kind of got a bad cycle there. And good jump down there. Didn't get stuck in the boxes. See if he gets this movement on the way out. Very nice.
That was pretty good.
Yep, he did get caught up in a couple spots, but, you know, nothing major happened.
Could be worse, yeah.
Meanwhile, Fodder now about to get the ending blow since he completed Fair and Twilight, and he can get it from the intended source, which is a little bit faster.
Oh, jumping a little bit too
Yeah,
early.
that's unfortunate. Yeah, let's see if he gets this jump into Barnes' house. Very nice. That one's harder than it looks. Then a long jump to this bug to get it to go down onto the floor instead of up onto the scaffolding there. And I don't know what version of Bomb House Skip Link usually does. Looks like he will be going for human.
Alright.
Yep, we can use an LJ to approach this next set of bugs from the wrong side. Normally, you're supposed to be able to watch this bug run into the warehouse, but not actually catch up to it. But by getting there early, we can kind of trick the game into thinking we've already completed the bomb house sequence, which saves about 45 seconds. Anyways, Fodder now about to death warp to get back to South Farron.
Oh no, Link just died.
How horrible. Like being very careful to avoid the blue rupee there. I have no idea how I didn't pick it up there. Anyways, Fodder now going to do back in time equipped. This will be the same trick that both runners used earlier to warp into the King Bulblin 1 fight, but Fodder will actually be completing the fight in order to reach Kakariko Village that way. And we actually saw him do the exact same pause buffer setup that he used in Forest Temple. That's a little faster there, though. I feel like most bite route runners prefer to use the consistent setup you can do off Orden Bridge. Anyways, let's see how King Bulblin 1 goes for Fodder. This is really nobody's favorite part of the bite route. The fight is RNG dependent and pretty tricky to do quick.
Yeah, every 3 slashes, King Bullen can turn, and yeah, this
Yeah,
can
he's
be
getting
very annoying.
he's gotten some bad RNG and some bad patterns so far. So hopefully you can get him here. Yep,
Nice.
very nice. That can go much worse. And we'll see if he goes through the fast strat on phase 2. Link, meanwhile, about to get the Death Mountain Trail warp portal. Looks like he is going for the fast strat.
That's
Some
looking
precise movement there lets him get both hits on King Bulbin in the same pass rather than having to go down to the end and turn around. And Link with some nice movement to get this bug as quickly as possible. He's hoping to hit a seam cycle here, and looks like he has.
good. Nice.
Then something I want to call attention to is that after the King Bulbin 1 fight, we saw Fodder in the Twilight state, but with Epona present, which is actually like extremely strange. Normally, you cannot load Epona in Twilights, and in fact, if you were to get on Epona and leave that area, the game would crash.
I still don't know how it works, because there shouldn't be an actor of Epona present on this map, but apparently it is.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I think what's happening is it's actually loaded the post Twilight map or something, but
You
just with
mean,
the Twilight filter applied.
yeah,
But I'm
probably
not
like
certain.
post King Bulbin map temporarily or something.
I'd have to dig into it. Somebody knows. It's not me.
It's not me either.
Anyways, Fodder now on his way to do Elden Twilight. This will be the exact same sequence we just saw from Link. It's the same in both routes. Yeah, it looks like good Meteor RNG for Link there. This giant volcanic rock is actually the only reason we need to complete Elden Twilight. Warping this to Zora's Domain is required to start Lanayru Twilight, which is itself required. Yeah, let's see if he gets to 1 frame side hop here. Unfortunately missed it. Here's 1 frame for a side hop where you can skip that mid text. Saves a couple seconds. And then you saw him leave Zora's Domain kind of through the center there. That avoids a lengthy cutscene of talking to Rutella, the dead fish, who will tell Link where to get the Zora armor, which he doesn't need.
Dead fish. I mean, yeah.
Am I wrong?
I mean, Zoras are fish, so I guess, yeah, that's right.
Anyways, Link now with the Lanayru vessel. Lanayru Twilight is kind of the longest one. Most people don't like it very much.
Oh, don't you like the section where you are running in a straight line?
I mean, it's low pressure. It's hard to screw that one up. But the Lanayru bugs are kind of scattered all over the place. Lanayru is one of the larger areas in the game.
Yeah, the Castle Town bug is very annoying just to go to, and well, other bugs are just annoying to get.
Well, you also get the Castletown portal at that point, which you'd still want.
I suppose that's right, yeah.
And Fodder, unfortunately, not quite getting a side hop to skip that rupee text, since he does need to be collecting rupees. And slightly different movement on the way out, but looks good.
Nice.
See how Link does, or sorry, he's just finished that master fight. That's kind of one of the more frustrating ones. As after this third teal, he'll be warping up to Zora's domain and then coming all the way down to collect a few more tears. See what it gets from the wall bug here. This one can kind of go anywhere.
That's good. Yeah. And of course,
really
we still
having
need
trouble
to skip the Rutella cutscene, so we're still going for the middle way.
Yep, that's kind of one of the. Okay, looks like Link is. Oh, he's going for that strat for waterfall side hop. Very nice. And here's Bomb House Skip from Fodder. Very nice. And let's see how Link does with the lily pad bugs. These guys can be a little bit annoying. And I'm surprised I didn't hit both of them, but very clean.
Can go a lot worse, yeah.
That's... Ooh. Unfortunately, the slip coming off the lily pad there. Still, though, that's...
I was just thinking, why didn't he get to jump off? That makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Stupid
unfortunate.
bits.
And Fodder will be getting the blue rupee there, and
Not
also
getting the
unfortunately
text.
getting the rupee text. If you jump over a rupee in the correct way, you can avoid the text box. Link, of course, will just be avoiding the rupees. And that side hop down from the watchtower is the fastest movement you have available if you get it going in the right direction. Then Link on his way to run to Castletown for 2 minutes.
Wolf dashing in true fashion.
Yep, definitely some good wolf dashing ahead. The one thing to point out in this section is actually panned the camera down, and that's on purpose. He's doing that to reduce lag, which is otherwise pretty bad in this area. We'll see that in a couple spots. Thankfully, he's just running in a straight line, so there's not really anything to see. You just kind of do it off the minimap. And now on his way to Castletown. This whole run was for the Castletown portal and 1 tier of light. And this will be the first one. And Link
Nice.
actually doing some very kind of controlled movements in there to make sure the shadow beasts don't get in a weird arrangement around that kind of central pillar there. You can easily end up bonking your charge attacks in this fight and having to reset it. And Fodder having a little trouble with the last bug in Elden, but gets it done.
Typical.
And as a reminder to anybody just tuning in, the gap between the runners at this point is somewhat misleading because at this point Fodder has the claw shot and Link doesn't. Because of those routing differences. Anyways, Fodder now on his way to open up Lanira Twilight as before. Then you can see Link doing repeated dash cancels here to move to through Castletown because Wolf Link's speed is very slow in this area.
Yeah, there's actually no dashing speed in Castletown, so...
Yep, and good manip on the bug there.
Very nice.
Yep, just a little bit of Lanayru Twilight left. Otter has announced that he's gaming. I think he's actually been doing that for about an hour and 4 minutes already, but I assume, yes. There's that one frame side hop we were talking about earlier, commonly referred to within the community as the gamer side hop. An interesting side effect of that is you can see that the map in Zora's domain and eventually Lake Hylia has not updated with the water because the meta text there is what causes the map to change. That'll persist through the remainder of the run. Anyways, Link now doing the Karg flight bugs. This is 4 more bugs that are dispersed throughout the Karg track.
And after getting the bugs, he's gonna intentionally bonk, so we can actually go back to Lake Hyan and in a very convenient spot where another bug is, so we don't need to run all the way there.
Yep, it's pretty nice that it works out like that.
Oh yeah. When I first started looking into Lanayru Twilight, I was like, what? Why are we going to like higher this way? And then I see this. And I'm just surprised.
Yep, because the bug is all the way over there. 100% later has to come back to the same spot to get a Poe, and it actually... The 100% route actually then warps from Lake Hylia to Lake Hylia because it's the fastest way of going there. It's just so remote. Anyways, Link only has 1 more tier left in Lanayru now, but this one's a little harder to get to. Everybody meet the boss bug. We'll see Link attempting to get some quick cycles on this guy. Though, maybe a little how he's going for this strat. This is a kind of newer way of doing this where he's manipulating the camera to keep the bug on screen so it attacks faster. Unfortunately, was not able to get the hit on it, so I has to wait for it to come down again. So I'm not sure he's going for that. Huh.
I just gotta say, I'm actually not sure it. At least I think they're pretty even, but I might be off very much.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the timing would be. Let's see, Fodder's waterfall side hop. Unfortunately, got one of the early frames there, but since he has the claw shot, this is actually pretty fast to back up.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Cool. Should probably.
Yeah, it's one of the advantages of pillar flip routes. That's basically for Link, that was a 3-frame window for that side hop, but Fodder actually has 3 more frames before that where he can do that claw shot back up instead. Now, Link now starting on the Enter Lakebed split. This is when he's finally going to go to Lakebed Temple. This segment is one of the more involved in the new Empty Lake Hylia route. There's a lot he has to do here.
What is
First
this
thing he has
bug
to do...
doing?
Yeah, this is normal lily pad bug behavior. There we go. The first thing Link's going to do is howl at the Upper Zora's Riverstone to spawn the Golden Wolf outside Castletown so he can get the ending blow later. And we'll see the kind of long howling sequence that Fodder got to avoid by getting ending blow from the North Faron Wolf. And now it's Fodder's turn for wolf dashing.
Woo! Crazy. Link now about to steal Isa's bomb back. For that we want to defeat the Shadow Beast as human. No, as wolf. What am I talking about? We are making a setup here so we can transform and still fight the Shadow Beast as wolf. Since we don't have Midna on our back, we need to defeat them in a very weird way, but still possible without Midna charge.
Yep, we can kill the first one normally, but you have to kind of kill the last two Shadow Beasts in a pack at the same time. So Link is doing a very precise sequence of attacks there to kind of get that done in the window the game gives you.
Yeah, the game hard-coded it so we can't defeat Shadow Beasts with the spin attack, so this is our only option we have to defeat them.
But by defeating the Shadow Beast as Wolf, he's kind of broken Isa's dialogue here, so she will just continue to lend him the bomb bag as he comes back to Upper Zora's River. And it turns out that if he gets Isa to lend him the bomb bag multiple times, it'll actually kind of become permanent. Normally, the lent bomb bag disappears when you save warp, die, or defeat a boss. So he'll now get the bomb bag again. And this time here we'll warp to Lake Hylia. Now at this point the bomb bag is actually empty. Some routes would attempt to, explicitly die or save warp in order to what we call fix the bomb bag, fill it up, and remove the null item that's also in his inventory right now. But Link actually needs to death warp for another trick, so we can kind of combine the two. So what he's going to do at this point is actually start Plum's balloon minigame, although he won't be finishing it in the normal way. He's going to try to get out of bounds here again.
Oh yeah, I think he does the other method where he just bongs and takes 4 damage.
Oh, I see. Yeah, if that works. Shoot, I might start doing that. That looks easy. Anyways, you're not supposed to be able to die in this minigame. And what's going to happen is when he respawns, he'll be in Lake Hylia again, but it'll still be on layer 4 from the minigame, and you're not supposed to be able to load Lake Hylia on layer 4. And something strange happens.
As you can see.
Now, he still has a bit of a challenge actually getting into Lakebed Temple from this state because the entrance is rather high off the ground, so we'll be doing a precise setup here to get a bomb boost into Lakebed Temple. See him doing a buffered angle change here to get a precise facing angle. Buffer is frame perfect, there we go. And he's actually starting to empty the bomb bag already. He eventually wants water bombs. And unfortunately, slightly early on the bomb boost there. It's only a 3-frame window to boost into Lakebed Temple. Meanwhile, Fodder on his way to fight the boss bug. Thankfully, Link's game over there does not put the water back in Lake Hyla, although save warping would, so we can just try again. Still kind of frustrating. It loses about a minute for each failure, I believe.
Yes, should be. Wanted to pull out iron boots, but instead pulling out bombs.
Yeah, normally if you have the boots equipped there, you'll put the boots on during that fall to drop down a bit faster. And there are a couple places where we'll see that. And Fodder, unfortunately, slightly missing the fast cycle on the boss bug there. Kind of got a weird position for it.
Yeah, the boss bug was very low, kinda clipped into the floor, so.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when the bug is clipped down into the floor, if you attack it in that state, you actually won't be able to hit it. You'll just get immediately thrown back off. And you can see him kind of moving to a precise spot on the bug before releasing that charge attack to skip the animation of Link hitting all of the bug's legs. Anyways, now I believe at this point Fodder is still going to get bombs, so that's all he'll be doing in Upper Zora's Rimmer.
And then he'll be heading up to Snow Peak.
Yep. There we go.
That works. Nice.
So now, unlike Fodder, Link actually does now have everything he needs to complete Lakebed Temple, so he'll be doing it in one trip. That saves him having to get Uku.
Yeah, also Link will now try to empty his bomb bag, because after Deku Toad fight he want to collect water bombs because he needs to perform a trick in Morpheal to gain air again.
Exactly. And in fact, that's the same reason Fodder is getting bombs right now. So we'll see him do the exact same strat that Link used on these messengers. And Link is saving a couple bombs here for the Deku Toad fight where he might use them. You can see a fun double LJ from Link here to get directly down to Deku Toad because he doesn't need Uku. And unfortunately, slightly too far left on that first target. There we go.
Nice.
And from here, we'll see him get to Decker Toad the same way. Anyways, Fodder, having stolen the bomb bag, is now going to go to Snow Peak Ruins. I believe we'll see him trying to take damage here. There we go. Did not see if Link went through.
Yeah,
through the
I was
Decker
just
Toad bomb
confused.
strat.
Where are you going, Fodder? You need to go to Snow Peak, not to Upper Source River again. You just got the bomb back.
We've all done it, and Link unfortunately failing the one cycle on Decker Toad, but he does have a bomb, so he doesn't have to kill the tadpoles again. There we go. And we just saw Fodder perform a trick called Map Glitch to disable the void triggers that would ordinarily stop him from ascending Snow Peak before getting the Reek Fish scent, which he can't get and doesn't want. So he will be able to ascend Snow Peak unimpeded.
So now with claw shot and bombs in Link's inventory, we can now go to Morpheal. And to get to Morpheal, since we don't big key skip, it's the only dungeon where a big key skip is possible. And with a precise LJA onto the stairs, we can clip inside the stairs and from there just get right into the little chamber room of the big key area and then get into the loading zone to Morpheal.
That was a little sketchy there. If you do that trick wrong, you can end up voiding out.
Yeah,
That
the
looks
game
good.
assumes you are getting crushed by the ceiling.
Hey, yeah, Fighter needs to not die in Connection Cave. I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if he did, but kind of frustrating. As we'll now see him LJ into the void over here. This lets him skip fighting these Snow Peak messengers, but it also is his intentional death for fixing the bomb bag, like we mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, Link starting to fight Morpheal. We just saw him pull out a water bomb while unequipping the iron boots from the item wheel, which allows him to swim with it. You're not supposed to be able to do that. And in fact, it's the only way we can fight Morpheal without the Zora armor. Basically, when he drops that bomb, the game will put him into standing animation for a couple frames, and that allows the air meter to refill. Ideally, he'll only have to do that twice to defeat Morpheal. using some other tricks.
Ear can be annoying though.
Anyways, Fodder now starting the snowboarding sequence. Since he did skip that messenger fight, it's going to be a little harder for him because the Snow Peak fog has not been cleared. There are some visual cues you can use to make it work anyways.
And also for a bit the minimap, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't really use the minimap for snowboarding. Anyways, unfortunate pattern from Moorfield Airlink, just saying to immediately retry. Is it early
Oh
bar drop?
my god, that eel is turning. And that is the annoyance of eel. Hello.
He's Fodder going over there. Okay. There we go. He should be able to get this one.
Nice.
And he's put on the iron boots before claw shotting onto Morphle. He's actually going to then equip over them again to take them off and immediately fall off Morphle's back for a regrab. There we go. And Fodder, unfortunately, falling down on snowboarding and having to retry. So definitely not the fastest Morphle Link could have hoped for, but it's a lot faster than, drowning in the fight and having to start it all over again.
Yeah, it could be worse than a 4-bomb, so it is fine. Oh no. For the avoiding
Yeah, this is
by not
unfortunate
seeing.
for Fodder here.
That's the name of blind snowboarding.
They call it that for a reason.
Oh, hitting an invisible icicle that is definitely there.
Yep, the collision is there, the model isn't there. That's just because we did the messenger skip earlier. Oh my gosh.
Fodder.
Fodder, no.
Maybe you
It's
should
like
defeat the messengers.
now starting Midna's Desperate Hour. This begins with running all the way to Castletown again.
He's really going
I'm
to...
not sure you can...
you can. You can only do it on the right side though. You need to really go around there. Otherwise it is
He's
impossible.
just going again. I've never tried to do
Yeah.
that.
If you don't know how it works to go back when on the ice, then yeah, you shouldn't probably do that.
But this is, if he gets it, even if he gets it this time, that's going to be about 3 minutes time lost for Fodder, so that's pretty unfortunate. And I think he's not going to attempt the shortcut this time.
The safer way. Just don't miss this one singular jump, Fodder.
Yep. Looks
Nice.
good. Alright, and Fodder now on into Snow Peak Ruins. This is the most broken dungeon in the game, and we only need to get the ball and chain here before leaving, so it'll be a short one. I believe Fodder
love this dungeon.
goes for Ice Clip route in Snow Peak. There are a couple different ways you can approach it. So what we'll be doing here is using a transform clip to get into this giant ice wall. And then you can backflip out of it. It's a pretty big sequence break. And now we can do another clip to avoid having to blow up this freezer with the cannon and go directly to Dark Hammer's room for the ball and chain.
Nice.
Yep, very smooth.
We're going with the claw shot method.
That's a little safer.
Nice.
Playing Dark Hammer there.
Can we route out Snow Peak, please?
Unfortunately, we really can't. We need the ball and chain to defeat Zant in Palace of Twilight.
I mean, if you find a way to bypass this and deal damage without the ball and chain, then that would be cool, I guess. I'm also pretty sure
I don't know
that's
if we've
impossible.
actually decomped it, but I think the only way that's going to happen is if we figure out how to skip Palace entirely. Anyways, Fodder now going to... Ooh, nice one-frame Uku pull.
Wait, is Fodder not gonna get the rubies here?
No, this route doesn't get the Snow Peak rupees.
Oh wait, yes, Fodder is gonna get the bell ruby, right?
Spicy, this has happened before. but yes. Now that Fodder has the bombs, he's going to go fight Morpheal.
This has happened before. Yes, you're right. Oh my gosh. I'm forgetting so many things in this game. I just need to see them multiple times just to remember. Alright.
Anyways, it's water bombs time for Fodder. It's just getting rid of the bombs in this waterfall here, which looks silly, but it is the fastest way to do it. Yeah, like now through with Midnight's Desperate Hour. So he's just got to get the ending blow, and then he'll get to the point where the routes sync back up, so we'll get to see what our time difference is. If Fodder has a good Morpheal, it's not going to be more than a few minutes.
You still gotta do MDH.
Oh, you know, I'm silly. He does still have to... Fodder still has to do MDH, and Link still has to do Snow Peak.
Yeah, so I think the runners are still pretty close, so...
Fodder getting the fairy in the pot there for 3/4 of a heart that he doesn't need. Now watch on Link's screen here after he finishes the ending blow sequence. Something kind of strange is going to happen.
Safety.
And good Morpheal first phase. Assuming he gets the bomb pull. Very nice.
Nice.
Anyway, since you're supposed to get the ending blow from the North Farron Wolf, it actually puts him back in North Farron for where he is immediately going to warp away. That's why we can't get that wolf during Midna's Desperate Hour, at which point you can't warp and would have to spend several minutes running all the way back. Shoutouts to Badamja.
Yeah, I think I'm back. I had some internet issues. Alright.
I know. And Fodder being careful with his equips on Morpheal there. Very wise. Misequipping in Morpheal can often mean immediate death. It's not a very forgiving fight. This looks good.
Nice.
Assuming he manages to re-grab here, this will be a very clean Morpheal.
No.
Did he miss the last hit? I think he missed the last hit.
Ah, that's annoying.
This could be bad.
Yeah, I think he's gonna die.
Oh, he's just going to drown. That's worse. That's very unfortunate.
That's a big time loss.
Yeah, and unfortunately this means Fodder is going to have to do everything from boss key skip forward again.
Let's hope for better RNG this time.
Yep, hopefully it goes well. And unfortunately, Fodder not able to take the iron boots off in time to start phase 2. That's not the end of the world, it just means you'll have to swim up to Morpheal instead of being kind of more in the middle of the arena. Still very playable. Yeah, not sure what happened with that bomb there.
He just needed to throw it away. I mean, he can't do water things.
Yeah, no.
Can't refill his arrow anymore. With the first bomb. That Morpheal.
Oh boy.
She's going so high up.
Yeah, this is he just rocket
And
linked.
yes, he just did rocket link.
So what happened there is Fodder kind of released the bomb too early, and that actually pushes him to the top of the arena. It's possible he can recover this.
I think he was too far in the center, but maybe.
Nah, just barely, not enough time for the pillar save. That's very unfortunate. Meanwhile, I'll link into the snowboarding section.
He now also only has 4 bombs left.
Yeah, hopefully that won't be an issue.
Alright, Link has now also entered Snow Peak.
Yep, no, I forget if he does Ice Clip or Ladder Freeze would cancel. We'll know in a second.
Looks like LFC.
Yep, so he's going to clip down through the floor here.
Casually. Intended mechanic.
Certainly. And normally you're not supposed to be able to climb this ladder, but with a frame perfect drop off, we can manipulate the freezer at the top of the ladder into letting us climb it. And we can listen for the audio cue there. Looks good. Ooh, and unfortunately not getting the second drop. It's kind of the easier one. That's a 16 frame window to drop the second time. Not sure what happened. There we go. And good bomb pull from Fodder this time. Like doing a different strat to get Dark Hammer to throw the ball and chain there.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, what is this here doing?
Why is she over there? This is not appropriate Morphle-like behavior.
I do not understand why she did this.
Yeah, Fodder is getting absolutely cooked by RNG here.
Only 2 bombs left as well. Oh no.
I imagine he's fuming right now. I would be.
Okay, that could be one attempt.
If he doesn't get it this time, he's going to have to get backup bombs.
Nice.
And if he gets this re-grab, he's home free.
Please. Oh my god. Uh,
Oh no. That's rough.
and Fodder has DNF'd.
You know, can't really
Fair.
blame him. Yeah, unfortunately, at this point, what Fodder would have to do is actually run all the way back out to nice PV Fodder. Fodder would have to run all the way back out to that lake bed entrance room again for more water bombs, and then come back and try eel again, and that's another several minutes on top of that. So that's unfortunate. Link, meanwhile, has made it to Aru for the memo.
So now we are commentating live one speedrunner.
Yeah, we may end up just sending you guys over to Link stream to watch him finish it out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that looks like we're decided. We're just gonna raid Link stream to watch him finish the run. So yeah, unfortunately with this loss, Fodder is eliminated from the tournament. Link will move on to play the winner of Little Tuffy versus Ukyo next Sunday. And I believe we have another Wolfdash race coming up in just a few hours. I'm not sure if we have GSR commentators for it. I don't know, check the stream schedule or something. But I think that's it for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, big shout out to both runners. Again, very unfortunate for Fodder there. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. See you guys next time.
Bye bye.